Good morning, boys, and welcome back. So we are going to kick things off. I'm going to change things up a bit. I did talk about it last week, just a little bit, but I'm going to... So we used to do pull push, then we used to do arms, and then pull legs push, essentially. It was kind of like an upper lower, upper lower, but I was like in the upper days I was focusing more on like back or chest or whatever. I am going to go back to the good old chest, back, arms, shoulders, legs. Obviously 5-day split, but I am gonna incorporate other moves as I go along. So now we have chest. We're obviously gonna start with that. Might not be the best idea in the world, to be honest. What I mean by that is it might be better to start with legs in the beginning of the week, so I'm actually fresh into the workout. But we'll see how we're gonna split that. I'm not particularly fussed by it at the moment. So we chest anyway today. So we're gonna do 2 exercises, 4 sets each. And then we might throw some triceps at the end of it, just for the heck of it, because obviously, I mean, we do have an arm day later on, but I want to train my arms more than once a week. Obviously, smaller muscles, they can take more of a beating because they recover faster. So let's start the first set. I think I'm going to go with the 40s and then just rep that one out and sort of go from there. Maybe the last set is going to be a drop set as well, just to make it a little bit harder on me. We'll go from there. So for the first set, we did 12. I'm gonna have to start writing stuff down again. So 12 reps with 40 kilos aside. Not bad. Not bad. So 80 kilos incline, 12 reps. Not bad. I think I'm gonna stick to that weight. I'm gonna do 2 more sets and probably just do a drop set. At the end, I'm probably gonna go down to 30s and then just rep that one out. And then we're gonna do some sort of a pec fly movement at the end. But yeah, 3 more sets. Oh, that was the second set. I always wanted to say, when it comes to sets, especially if you train hard or close to or to failure, the number of reps you should be able to do from set to set should decline, in my opinion. So if you train hard enough, sufficiently enough, and you go very close to failure or to failure, just like I just did now, so I couldn't really get it up all the way, so I had to stop like midway here. So if you train like that, I think it is expected, you should expect it anyway, that your reps, the number of reps that you're able to do from set to set is going to decline. So if you do 12 on the first set, it's perfectly fine to do 11 on the second set. It's perfectly fine to do 10 on the third set. Because obviously you pre-exhaust the muscle, and that's why you do less reps. Now, I guess you could just rest for longer, kind of like more than 3, 4, 5 minutes maybe. But I don't know, personally, I don't like the idea of resting that long in between sets. If my muscles feel ready, if my tendons and ligaments and all that kind of stuff also feel ready and warm and ready to go, you know, what's the wait for? But yeah, I personally wouldn't do it. Also, time-wise, you're just wasting too much time. You're not powerlifting or bodybuilding, right? So there's a massive difference between needing to rest because there is a very heavy lift coming up, which is probably going to be a couple of reps or maybe a 1 rep max. And then there's a difference when you bodybuild and you can do 10 to 15 reps a set. There's a massive difference there, so you don't need to rest as much in between sets. Although there's more volume, it's not as taxing in your nervous system. And obviously, you're less worried about getting injured and the risk of injury in general, right, when you do bodybuilding than you are by lifting, like doing 1 rep maxes. There is nuisance to that, because obviously you could be very, very lean and on a significant amount of drugs, which then the risk of injury is obviously greater. But I don't know, in my opinion, 40 kilos for somebody who can lift 3 plates on a bench, 40 kilos aside for reps is not as risky as putting 3 plates on the bench, on the, on the bar and then benching that for a 1 rep max. Just my opinion. Right, one more set and then a drop set. Oh. Right, and a drop set. Ready for the last set. We're just gonna rep on the 30s. As I said, it's gonna be a drop set. So plan of attack is pretty simple. Just do as many reps as I can possibly do. Obviously, quality of reps is way more important than quantity of reps. Always. That's still the case, even though the weight is significantly lighter. Obviously, my muscles have been pre-exhausted anyway. So again, I'm not expecting to do 25 heavy reps here, but let's see. Mm. Ah, ah. Yeah, no idea how many reps that was. I wasn't even counting. Again, it's just focus on the quality. Make sure you calm down, and obviously, if you can, the dumbbells should touch the side of your chest, the side of the pec. So all the way down, proud chest, and then up. Just focus on that, really, and then the reps. I promise they're gonna come. They're gonna come if you are consistent and you train like that. The size, the strength, the quantity of reps is just gonna follow. So, well, we're done here. I don't know if there is enough space for me to go and do stuff over there, but we'll find out in a sec. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to improvise and do something else. Alright, second exercise. So I'm probably just gonna do 3 sets. maybe 2 and a drop set, and then move to the flies. But just gonna get that one out of the way. It's not my favorite exercise, but it does work quite well just because of the isolation effects. But let's do a couple of sets and then move on. Ooh. 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 Ah. Right, one more. One more here, and then we're gonna do a drop set. So this one, and then a drop set, and then we're gonna move to the flies. I think that's more than enough volume for our pecs in a single workout, anyway. Okay. Mini drop set, so we're just gonna take the fives off, leave the 25s, and then do a drop set. Let's get that drop set out of the way then. As I said, took the fives off, left the 25s. I'm gonna rep that one out. I didn't really rest as long as I usually rest in between sets, because obviously this is a drop set. The idea is to kind of like keep the intensity on the muscle and obviously reduce the weight. So you can hopefully do as many reps, but obviously less weight, so less overall volume in general, weight volume, I guess, if that's something that you can quantify anyway. But let's do the last one and then move to the flies. Okay, that's that. All right, let's go and do some flies now then. All right, so for the third exercise, we're going to do some flies. Now, I think, by the way, free weights in the beginning, a machine in the middle, and then some flies at the end. Obviously, then we're going to do some triceps, but for the chest specifically, 3 exercises, 4 sets with free weight, 3 sets with machines, 4 sets on the flies here. I think it's all we really need for pec development. I think that's a lot of volume in a single day, sort of in a single workout. I'm going to break it up a little bit and do some more chest with shoulders, but just 4 sets, so just an exercise. I'll see when the day is due. But look, for the most part, I want to talk about flies because, in my opinion, and in my experience, quite honestly, you need to do some sort of fly movement if you're after size in the pecs. Let me say that again. You need to do some flies if you're after size. So if your goal is big muscles, you should do some flies somewhere in the workout, somewhere in the week. You should be doing some flies, any sort of flies, really. I do cables because we don't have the fly machine, but the machine that does the flies is also a very good alternative. I will say with cables, you have a little bit more freedom of movement. Now, that can be negative and positive. For me, again, for my body, my experience, it's obviously a very positive thing to have freedom of movement because I can move my arms the way that I want to move my arms, the way that my shoulders agree with. So that's down to individuals. But look, the point is you need to do some flies if you're after size specifically. If you're after strength, I mean, would flies hurt? No, because bigger muscles can, by definition, move more weight. But speaking specifically for size, you need to do some flies. So this is why I'm doing flies. I do two sorts of flies during the week, or the kind of flies that I like is either mid-pec flies. So what I'm going to do now, which is essentially you just bring it back in, then you stretch the chest, and you bring it in. And then there is another variant that I actually like very, very much, and that's for the for the upper chest. And that is, this is in a bit of an incline, so I'm laying down a little bit more like this. And then my arms, the sort of the cables start from down here instead of here. And then you just do this back. And this really targets the top pec, and it's a fucking phenomenal exercise for upper back development, especially if you struggle with it, because I know it's not the easiest muscle to grow. That is just a fact for every single human being that I've met anyway. But yeah, flies, do some flies if you're after size, and even if you're after strength, I would argue that you need to do some flies for size because bigger muscles will inherently give you more strength. So let's do the first set. We have the weight that we have. I don't even know what it is, but point is, we're going to try and rep it out more than 10 reps. I think I should be able to do that with that weight, and then sort of go from there. It's 4 sets, so let's do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So flies, do flies, and as you could probably see from the video, it's like you have to really, really stretch those pecs. So don't stop there. Don't stop there. Don't stop there either. Go all the way. Proud chest. Expose your chest so you can actually really stretch all the way back. It's like, think about it this way, the handle has to literally go behind your body. And it's not the easiest thing to do. It feels a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but it's very fucking effective for muscle growth. Obviously, if you're new to this, ease into it. Don't just start, going all the way down. Here is also very effective, to be honest. But, if it feels very weird and it's painful, especially, don't stretch all the way. Just stop there, stop doing it, and I promise, with time, if you're pushing yourself, you are going to get more flexible with it, and you will be able to kind of like slowly add that extra inch that will make a difference. So, 3 more sets. Mm. 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 Ooh. Nope. I wasn't moving. Alright, so we're gonna do a drop set. Just a mini drop set. I think I'm gonna take just the blade off. It should be enough, to be honest. And yeah, just gonna leave that one out and then move to the triceps. And that will be that. Right, so we're done a blade. Not loads of time to rest. Let's do that drop set. Oh, that's good enough. Right, so we're pretty much done with the test now. Yeah, and the test is done with us, to be honest. So we're going to do some triceps now, just to wrap it all up. Should you start with triceps and finish off with obviously, the test workout, as in do triceps first, warm up test, do test, 3 exercises of test? No, I don't think that that's a good idea. If anything, doing test first is going to obviously exhaust the muscle that you target the most first, so the chest, and then it's also gonna pre-exhaust your triceps. So when you do any tricep exercise after that, the limiting factor is most likely going to be your triceps because they're already obviously exhausted. So you're not going to have all your strength, and obviously you've wasted. You've spent a bunch of energy doing test, right? So now it's a very good time to do triceps. It is a secondary target muscle on these exercises in general. In my opinion, when you do chest, it's chest, triceps, shoulders in that particular order. That's like the sequence of which your body uses the muscles the most. So obviously chest is the first, the primary muscle that does the movement. Triceps come second, and then shoulders come last. And it's also, when you say shoulders, it's like you have the front, you have the rear, and then you have the side a portion of the shoulder as well. So are all these portions of the shoulder being trained? No. So that's why I think this is kind of like the dead last muscle that you use when you do push movement. So it's chest, triceps, and then shoulders. Obviously, we're not targeting shoulders at all today, but since triceps is the second on the list, let's just do an exercise, 4 sets, maybe even 3. I don't know, maybe I'll do 3 sets and then a drop set, or 2 sets and then a drop set. It just depends how exhausted my triceps are from doing all this. So I'm just going to go and do it, see, and go from there. See in a second. I'm just, set everything up here. I don't even know what I'm trying to do. Just fucking saw off my tricep. Just make sure that you guys can see, just so you can see the movement, and obviously how the tricep is being targeted. I have to say, when you do this tricep push downs, I guess is what you should call them, the bar has to be touching your body, your torso, the entire time. And the reason for that is when you go down and then you come up, if the bar is very close to your torso, then what's going to happen is your triceps are going to get hyperextended, and this is obviously what you want, especially for hypertrophy. Obviously, but if you're not, if the bar is not close to your torso, then you go down and then you come up, look at the difference. Look at how much more it stretches the tricep muscle. So yeah, let me show you what this actually looks like in a working set. So as I said, I'm either going to do 2 sets in a drop set or 3 sets in a drop set. It just depends how much work I've actually given to the triceps, because obviously I'm not targeting triceps today. But as I said, secondary muscle, let's just give it a go. And I want to train arms twice a week. So tomorrow we have back. We're also going to do biceps. Fucking hell, I almost lost my voice there. So we're also going to do biceps tomorrow. And then obviously we have the arm day coming up. So we're going to do biceps and triceps at the same time. So that way I always train biceps and triceps twice in 2 separate days in a week. And obviously when you do a pull movement, your biceps are obviously engaged. Same as when you do a push movement, your triceps are always engaged. But they're not the targeted muscle. So yeah, you still train them, but it's good to specifically train them twice a week. I think that's the best way to do it, because obviously, as I said, small muscles, they recover quickly. Now, enough talk. Let's do the first set. What are triceps? As I said, bar close to the torso at all times. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, that's that. Yeah, we're definitely going to do one more set and then a drop set. It's just, yeah, my triceps are also very close to what I call sufficient volume. So yeah, one more set and then a drop set. That should be enough. Well, second set, and then as I said, drop set. Oh, 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 the burn. Right. Drop set, and then we can call it a day. Should be enough. All right, let's finish this off. Ugh. 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 Oh. 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 Oh, the pump. Ah, right. Well, that's it pretty much. So yeah, it's just gonna take a little bit of time for me to kind of like get used to training like this. So the 5 day split, obviously, I say it's 5 day split. It's not really when you incorporate more movements into the test day and you do triceps as well. It's more like a push day with a focus on chest primarily instead of other muscles such as triceps and shoulders that you usually do when you do a push day. So what I'm gonna a push day or an upper body day, it depends, right? So I guess you could call it push pull legs, but the push pull ones are gonna be a little bit um, different in their approach. You're obviously gonna see what I mean by it, but I have done this before. This is actually the sort of split that I was doing in the beginning when I first started in the first couple of years, and it did work fantastic. It worked very, very good, to be honest. Um, it's just if you do upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower, or if you do upper, lower, sorry, rather, what did I do last time? What did I used to do the last couple of months? Upper, arms, upper, lower, upper, right? So which is like upper, upper, lower, sorry, upper, upper, break, upper, lower, upper. It's kind of gets like quite a lot to sort of recover from. So you can obviously reduce the volume overall, which is what I've done. Instead of 4 sets, I was doing 3 sets. But I just want to do this now, just for the sake of it, because I'm a little bit tired of doing the other one, to be honest. And experiment with this. And obviously, as I said, incorporate some movements into the test day, although it is a test day, as you saw, we just did some triceps. So it's not just a pure chest day, it's a chest day with a little bit of triceps at the end. Pull day tomorrow is going to be the same, so we're going to do pull, we're going to do back mostly. We're going to throw a little bit of biceps at the end. And then, I don't know, I think then I'm going to do shoulders, then take a break, and then do legs and arms. Or the other way around, we'll find out. But I'm just going to do shoulders. I might take a break tomorrow and then do shoulders, legs, arms. We'll see. We'll see. There's no prison when it comes to schedule and splits. You can do whatever suits you, honestly, just as long as you come into the gym 5 times a week. 6, if you can. 6 might be too much for some people, but 4 or 5 days a week is all you need really for hypertrophy. And with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow with some pool. Peace.